Hi, I'm Sasha. Welcome back to Enjoying Pixels, and once more we're continuing on with Corpse Factory. We're really getting into it. Now there's a Team Corpse Factory, which of course will probably have more members. We'll probably meet some more in this episode. As always, everything is going on in this. It gets dark, and I'm excited. Well, let's get into it. It's pretty late by the time I get back home. I'm completely wiped out. That conversation with Kojiro took way more out of me than I would have guessed. My entire mouth feels parched and dry, probably due to a combination of nervousness and talking far too much. Still, I'm happy with the end results. That meeting was worth stepping out of my comfort zone for. I'll wait for Kojiro to get back to me about the abandoned factory. Once we secure a location like that, our real work will begin. I figured that I should turn in for the night since I need to be at the office in the morning. But the ever-present tug of curiosity pulls at my sleeve, and I feel myself being drawn to my laptop. I'll take a quick look for new requests, just a peek. Laptop open and logged in, I feel a surge of endorphins slug me across the face when I see the notification for one new request. Ooh. Squealing like an overly excited schoolgirl, I open the message and view the details. Request details. Today, 6:02 p.m. local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. The photo loads almost instantly and fills the screen. Kotomi, a woman, middle-aged with a stern expression, well-groomed and dressed in business attire, and immediately familiar, Kotomi Ida. I'm in complete disbelief, but why though? Seeing this request come through this site gives me a disorienting sense of deja vu. I rack my brain for the cause, wondering if I've lived this moment before. The answer hits me quickly despite my mind's exhaustion. Kotomi Ida isn't the first coworker of mine to have had her death requested. Though I didn't know it at the time, Akane Suramaki also worked in my building, and her death was requested not that long ago. Kotomi Ida marks the second person to be wanted dead within my company, and she's an exec, just like Suramaki. I wonder if this is a simple coincidence. It surely has to be. After all, Tomoe confessed that she was the one to request Suramaki's death, and she seemed to regret doing so. Therefore, I have to doubt that she'd go on to upload Kotomi Ida's photo on the site. So who could want Kotomi Ida dead? I think it's Ida. It's one of those things. Every time I play in between, it just shoo right out of my head. It's so bad. She isn't the most likable person, but who really is? I mean, after what you just saw, I feel like, oh, she's just a little unlikable. Seems a bit tame. She deals with the juniors on my floor on a regular basis. The juniors like me, Tomoe, Shinya. That's right. Thanks to Kotomi, Shinya's prospects at the company are dead in the dirt. And that's before even diving into the true issue of their current relationship. Would he request her death as retribution? He doesn't seem like the type, but I let out a sigh. I'm far too tired to run through the myriad possibilities tonight. I don't think I can even bring my weary fingers to navigate the database of the deceased to start on this request. I'll tackle this tomorrow. No matter the reasons behind the request, Kotomi Ida will receive a corpse photo. That's my conviction as Corpse Girl after all. I close the lid off my laptop and throw myself down on the bed, begging for sleep to claim me quickly. I don't know why I danced just there. June 10th, Wednesday morning.
I need to talk to you. What's with that look? Got something up your—
Oh my god.
Come on, just follow me.
I grab Tomoe's wrist and guide her away from the labyrinth of desks and into the elevator waiting patiently for us. Why can she always has to dramatically take her to the elevator. We emerge from the double doors into the lobby. The place is quiet and nearly empty. It offers significantly more privacy than the crowded 14th floor. Floor of Doom.
God, your fingers are bony. You're pinching me.
Sorry.
I let go of her wrist and she rubs it gingerly against her clothes.
Anyway, what's up?
I hesitate for a moment. Even though I ran through the scenario in my head during the train ride, I'm still anxious about playing it out now. But this situation involves Tomoe either directly or indirectly. As my friend, she needs to know— Friend!
I think Corpse Girl is going to target Kotomi Ida.
It is Ida. Ah!
Huh? Did she get one of them photos?
Her reaction is fairly indifferent. I thought after being involved in Suramaki's death, this news would have more of an impact on her.
Well, no, I don't think so, but
How do you know then?
that's hard to explain. Just bear with me.
Just tell the whole world you're a Corpse Girl, Noriko. You want to.
Kotomi and Shinya had a falling out. Because of her, his career here is at an end. I'm sure he told you about it.
Yep.
That makes sense. Shinya would confide in his girlfriend about his career, but I don't know the extent of Tomoe's inside knowledge. I doubt she knows the true nature of their relationship, judging by how nonchalant her reaction has been so far.
So, if you can kind of guess what I'm getting at?
What?
I think, maybe, that Shinya requested her death.
Shinya? Nah, he don't have it in him. Besides, that has it coming.
She does?
Yep. I'm surprised you found out about it, but I plugged her photo into Corpse Girl's website yesterday.
I'm stunned! I can hardly formulate a response to Tomoe's confession.
Absolute skank. She deserves to die.
But why? After you requested Akane Tsurumaki's death, why would you—
Look, it's not about Shinya's career, alright? I spoke with him. Real deep and meaningful like.
And now I have to murder for him.
He confided in me. But since we're friends, I suppose I can share it with you. Kotomi Ida has been sexually assaulting him.
Seriously?
I feigned a surprised reaction. In reality, I'm just more taken aback that Shinya actually confessed to Tomoe.
It's been going on for months, he says. And now she's f***ing his career up, so he'll have no choice but to leave the company.
Oh, she's crying.
He leaves, and she gets off free without anyone finding out about what she's been doing to him. I hate her. I hate her so f***ing much.
I try to digest Tomoe's words. I didn't know that Shinya has been putting up with the abuse for such a long time. So Kotomi's motive for ending his career was purely out of self-interest. She was probably looking for a reason, any reason to discard him, and that slight incident with Aoi was just good enough for her to seize. If he quits the company, she won't get found out. It's a simple plan, but utterly devious.
We should tell someone what she's been doing. She can't get away with that.
She ain't gonna get away with it. Corpse Girl's coming for her, remember?
You want to join Team Corpse Girl?
I can't wait to hear the news about Kotomi winding up dead somewhere. I hope she gets her throat slit.
Yeah.
Thanks for the inspo for the corpse photo.
But hey, how'd you find out about it?
Tomoe cocks her head and gives me a concerned look. I brace myself as I watch the gears slowly turning inside her head, waiting for her to point the finger at me. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to reveal this information to Tomoe. I should have just kept my mouth shut and fulfilled the request like always. Damn it! Why does my curiosity always get the better of me? I'm gonna cause my own demise at the rate I'm going.
Oh, I figured it out. Kotomi must have received a photo and told you about it, huh?
No.
Wow, that corpse girl sure works fast.
Tomoe's gleeful expression suddenly caves in and she gasps.
Wait a minute. Why would she even show you something like that? When I think about it, there was that time you got a photo but nothing happened to you. Then, the only way you could have really known about Kotomi is…
I flinch as Tomoe takes a purposeful step toward me.
You're corpse girl, aren't you?
Just terrible master planning here.
You have to be. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I avert my gaze and look to the floor in silence.
God, are you for real? I can't believe it.
You took your sweet time figuring it out.
Oh, come on now. You don't get to play that.
Don't give me that. You can't expect me to figure out something like that if you're gonna try so hard to hide it. What the f, girl? You get your rocks off by killing people?
No, not exactly. I don't kill people.
The hell you don't! Explain that through Maki.
She killed herself.
Yeah, she killed herself. That's the cover-up, right?
I'm serious. She killed herself. But Corpse Girl encouraged her to do it.
Tomoe blinks a few times, her face scrunching up and analyzing my blank expression.
You're telling the truth. Holy sh**. I can't believe this. You're really Corpse Girl?
There's no going back now. After hiding my true identity for nearly a year, I've managed to reveal it to 2 people in less than 24 hours. I just hope I haven't made a fatal mistake.
It's true. I'm Corpse Girl.
Wow, me, right? All this time I've been thinking you're just some goth skank with weird hobbies. But you're actually pretty cool. You're actually doing something with your life.
Yes, what a thing she is doing with her life.
Huh? I thought you'd be angry with me.
Angry? Why would I be angry? God, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
Welcome to the team.
I'm friends with Corpse Girl. And people said I'd never amount to nothing.
That's really sad.
Though it took me long enough to figure it out. I ain't the sharpest light bulb in the shed.
I can't argue with that.
Tomoe laughs and puts her arm around my shoulder. I shrink away a little, but her good cheer is somewhat infectious. I feel a flood of relief wash through my body.
So, like, I gotta know, how many people have you killed?
I said I don't kill people, remember?
Yeah, you know what I mean. How many have offed themselves because of you?
It's an embarrassingly small number.
That's so? Oh, that's a shame.
What is this friendship?
Listen, you gotta fill me in on all the juicy deets later, Kay. For now, please focus on getting rid of that Kotomi.
I'll do my best.
Thanks, slut. Shinya and I will owe you one for sure.
Tomoe swings around and looks toward the elevator. She turns back and gives me a thumbs up gesture.
This convo never happened. Got it?
That's my line. You can't tell anyone about me and Corpse Girl.
Please, who would I tell?
Well, the police, for starters.
I ain't a squealer. I'm on your side, Corpse Girl. Relax. Anyway, peace.
Tomoe ducks away and leaves me standing alone. I really hope I made the right decision here. I suppose I don't have a choice but to keep moving forward. My first order of business should be to take care of Kotomi Ida. Did I do it again? Every time! If I can get her to kill herself, it'll prove to Tomoe that I'm not messing around, and it might cement our friendship even further. I just have to get through the rest of the workday. Then I can return home and focus on crafting Kotomi's corpse photo. That's when the real fun will begin. I reach into the drawer and clutch a cheap plastic burner phone between my fingers. Crafting the photo of Kotomi Ida is done. All I need to do now is send it. I thought about waiting until tomorrow, but I already put off making the photo for a day, so I'll make my move tonight. During editing, I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, 10:46 a.m. It doesn't leave much time if Kotomi receives the photo tonight, but I'm confident the plan will be effective. Kotomi will look at the photo tonight. She'll either freak out and end it all immediately, or after a sleepless night of anxiety, she'll pull the trigger, figuratively speaking, instead of going to the office in the morning. I could cross my fingers and hope that by divine intervention someone else will take her life, but based on my recent failures, I don't think that's likely anymore. If anyone else was ever involved in the deaths of Corpse Girl's victims, I don't think they're still around. Why else would my last few attempts have failed? No, my best bet is to urge Kotomi to simply kill herself. A convincing enough corpse photo might be enough to lure her to her death. When I turn on the burner phone, I'm happy to see the battery is still charged. I load up the phone number masking app, enter my trademark digits, and then shoot the photo into the network. If Kotomi is a screen addict like the rest of society, she'll be freaking out in about 10 seconds. Since this victim is going to have a quick turnaround time, I'll take the burner to the back shed tonight to store it, and I'll ditch it on the way to the office tomorrow. I'm not expecting a reply within such a narrow time frame, so there's no need to hold onto the phone for 24 hours like I normally do. Clutching the phone with one hand, I grab my keys from the kitchen bench with the other. I step toward the door. Ooh, a reply, because of course. The phone in my hand vibrates violently and I nearly drop it in terror.
What the?
I bring the screen swiftly to my face and read the alert. One new message. Without thinking, I unlock the phone and open the message. It's a reply from Kotomi Ida. You think this is funny? I know who you are. I'll report you to the police.
Oh my god.
Holy sh**. She actually replied. For the first time since Corpse Girl started her grand work, I've actually received a reply from a victim. Even though I used the number mask, there's actually nothing stopping someone from directly replying to my message. A reply message would still get sent through the network and back to the burner phone SIM card. The number mask is simply a stealth tactic, disabling the ability to view what the phone number actually is. It doesn't prevent replies. I discard the burner phones anyway, but it's an extra layer of security, not to mention a bit of a calling card. Judging by Kotomi's response, I assume we have a fighter on our hands. She's not going to give in easily. Her threat about reporting me to the police is a bluff. I'm confident that she couldn't possibly know my identity. Really?
I've been waiting for this. I've waited so long for someone to reply.
I can finally put my contingency plan into practice. I've been holding out for this moment. I feel a wicked grin split my face in two, and I mash my fingers against the screen as I compose a venomous reply. You like that photo? That's you in about 12 hours unless you follow my instructions. The message sends in an instant, and I eagerly await the next reply. I'm not left waiting for long. Kotomi's response comes through within seconds. Her attitude has completely changed. Please, I'll do anything. What you want?
I called your bluff, you piece of shit. Now you'll do what I tell you to.
I enter my instructions clearly and concisely. Pack 500,000 yen into a bag. Put it in coin locker 6644 at Shinjuku Station. Retrieve the item already inside. Put the locker key inside a full soda bottle and leave it on top of the locker. After I send the message, I decide to add one last bit. Do it now, make sure no one sees you. Then go to platform 12, do not board a train. Await my instructions. Satisfied with this addendum, I hit send. If Tomoe truly fears for her well-being, she'll carry out the instructions. Her response arrives shortly. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going there now.
Yes!
I've done it. I've convinced her. I'll collect the money once I'm sure she's no longer hanging around. 500,000 yen is nothing to sneeze at. It's not life-changing, but it'll cover my rent for a good few months. I chose this amount to simply test the waters. Asking for an insane amount would make it impossible for a victim to follow through. But I figure someone like Tomoe, an exec for a big company, would easily have access to this much dough. I'll go collect the money. And if everything goes well, Tomoe Ida will disappear before sunrise. Though the hour is late, quite a few commuters are still navigating through Shinjuku Station's wide platforms and underground labyrinth. The train station beneath my feet is a sprawling metropolis that extends below the city. It's packed with restaurants, shops, and other outlets. But as I'm standing on one of the countless train platforms above ground, that world might as well be a completely different dimension. The only problem is that I'll have to brave the maze as soon as I descend the platform stairs. I tend to get dizzy in such places. My normal morning routine doesn't require me to travel through the underground plaza. I'm able to exit the station within minutes of my train arriving at the platform. Still, I'm somewhat familiar with the layout of the underground. I know exactly where coin locker 6644 is located. The coin locker in train stations like these are a popular way for people to store luggage or personal belongings for a few hours at a time. In Shinjuku, it can often be difficult to find even a single available locker. But coin locker 6644 is special. I approach it from the main passageway of the underground, and my eyes take in the familiar sight. Oh, it's all messed up. Locker 6644 sits in the middle row, nestled between countless other lockers. Across its door is a thick coat of graffiti. Colorful curse words sprayed on with thick paint adorn the locker. The graffiti is such an eyesore that it acts as a deterrent to anyone who might want to store their belongings. The icing on the cake is the condition of the coin-operated lock. The thing is busted and dented from physical abuse, like someone has tried to pry into it with a crowbar on multiple occasions. However, I know from testing it firsthand that the lock still works despite its battered appearance. No one in their right mind would use this locker, and that makes it the perfect spot to host my pickup. Glancing at the locker, I notice that a soda bottle sits on top of it, a soda bottle full of bubbly, opaque liquid. I quickly look around to make sure that Tomoe Ida is nowhere in sight. I walk past the locker and complete a lap around the immediate area, scanning thoroughly for her. But she isn't here. In fact, there are very few people in this little section of the station. Good. She followed my instructions perfectly. After leaving the key in the soda bottle, she left immediately. I approach the locker once more. I reach up above it and retrieve the soda bottle, then crack it open to hear the fizzy hiss. I bring the lip of the bottle to eye level and peer inside, trying to identify the shape of a key within the swirling ocean of carbonation. There it is. I try to fish inside the narrow bottle opening with my fingers. Thin though they are, I can't squeeze more than one finger inside the bottle at a time. I could tip the bottle over and let the soda and the key spill out onto the floor, but if someone sees me being a nuisance and causing a mess, it'll draw unwanted attention. I've got no choice but to chug back some of the soda and try to catch the key in my mouth. As disgusting as the concept is, I need to steel myself. I raise the bottle to my lips, tilt my head back, and pour the foul liquid into my open mouth. The saccharine tang of artificial flavoring assaults my taste buds and I immediately want to vomit. But I'm committed to seeing this through. I can throw up later. The most important thing is getting the key. It isn't until the bottle is half empty that the cold metal key drops into my mouth. It clangs against my teeth and I nearly choke in surprise. Sputtering and spitting, I feel droplets of soda running down my chin. My cheeks are puffed up like a squirrel as I try to retain the key and the soda in my mouth. I reach my fingers into pursed-tight lips and recover the tiny key. I quickly swallow down the rest of the soda in my mouth, trying hard not to release a repugnant belch. I turn the key over in my hand and smile. My sticky teeth adhere to my lips and it takes me a few seconds to lick them clean. Tossing the soda bottle into the nearby trash can, I wipe the key clean on my skirt and quickly insert it into the coin locker. I twist the key, turn the latch, and swing the locker wide open. Inside the dark vault is a single bag, a simple paper pouch like you would get at a grocery store. I pull the paper bag out and take a look inside. Thick stacks of 10,000 yen bills fill the bag. I'm not foolish enough to stand here and count it out, but I'm confident the amount is at least pretty close to what I requested.
It worked! My plan worked!
I can hardly believe it. I devised this contingency plan months ago. I waited so long to try it out. All I needed was somebody to reply to their corpse photo, somebody to try and reject their fate. I wanted to prove that people would bow to fear and do anything to save their own skin, and it seems that I was right.
Just one more thing to do.
I fold up the paper bag and clutch it tightly with my free hand. I pull the burner phone out of my handbag. I compose a message to Tomoe Ida, who should be obediently waiting above ground on the train platform. When the next train arrives on your platform, stab the first person to disembark. You must kill them. If you escape, leave this prefecture and never return, it's done. When I first opened the coin locker and retrieved the paper bag, I immediately noticed the knife that I had placed inside months ago was missing. Tomoe followed every word of my instructions. My message had read, pack 500,000 yen into a bag, put it in coin locker 6644 at Shinjuku Station, retrieve the item already inside. I've given Tomoe an opportunity. She can trade another's life for her own. If she kills someone exiting the train, Corpse Girl will spare her life. It's a simple exchange, and one that I bet she is willing to make. If she gets away with the murder, she'll flee from this place. I won't see her ever again, and neither will Shinya or Tomoe. To us, she'll be as good as dead. And as for Corpse Girl, well, as long as a body is claimed in exchange, she'll be satisfied. After a few minutes of waiting for a reply to the message, I figure that she's not going to write back. She's probably getting ready to fulfill her task. Keen to witness how this unfolds, I take the nearest escalator up toward the train platform. Bruh. The scene is absolute chaos. It wasn't difficult at all to navigate to this area. All I had to do was follow the echoing screams. I spy the shadowed form of a body lying on the platform in front of me. I can't make out any details, but a shallow pool of blood reflects the harsh light shining from up high. To my surprise and delight, a second body is sprawled across the ground nearby. It's a young woman's corpse, with one arm raised against the side of a vending machine. Adrenaline surges through me at the violent scene. Tomoe Ida. She managed to take out 2 people. She might be my new favorite person in the entire world. I hear panicked voices in the background and I turn my head slowly. What the? 2 more bodies are on the ground. 2 men in expensive-looking suits are collapsed in puddles of their own lifeblood. One of the men is still moving and groaning, pleading for someone to stem the tide of gore. A familiar lustful tingling sensation begins to stir and rise through my belly and thighs, my pelvis. I feel my toes clench, my breathing grows heavier. There's one more surprise to be had here amidst the beautiful spectacle of carnage. A woman is slumped in one of the plastic chairs that lines the platform. Her head is tilted, her suit jacket stained with red. A thick knife with a black grip protrudes from the side of her neck. A bubbling river of vital fluid cascades around the glimmering blade and pools within her shirt collar. Even with her face masked by blood, it doesn't take me more than a few seconds to recognize her identity. Tomoe Ida. I did it again, but she's dead. R.I.P. Dead! I swing around and take in the entire view of the platform. Counting up the bodies in the path of slaughter, my mind pieces together a theoretical scenario. Tomoe waited as the train doors opened, knife drawn, the knife she retrieved from locker 6644. When the first person stepped out of the train, she stabbed him and left him for dead. The body that I first saw, laying on the edge of the platform, is perfectly aligned next to the train to fit this theory. In a panic, Tomoe would have attempted to flee. She lumped into her second victim. The young woman slumped against the vending machine and cut her down desperately to make her escape. Judging by the wound on Tomoe's own body, I would assume that the 2 businessmen lying face down tried to apprehend her. They must have sustained fatal wounds before finally managing to wrest the knife away and plunge it into Tomoe's neck. It's all just speculation, but I'm fairly confident that's how this whole event played out. It was probably over in less than 60 seconds. And it couldn't have worked out better for me. I never dared hope that Tomoe would meet her end once this plan had been set into motion. I would have been satisfied with her simply skipping town. I feel my legs weakening under my weight, and I'm afraid I might buckle at any second. The waves of radiating heat spreading through my body are causing me to tremble and shake. There's so much blood, it's everywhere. I've seen it in countless photos and thought I had become desensitized to it, but maybe I was wrong. Seeing blood in real life is completely different. I feel faint and pale and excited and aroused. I need to get out of here before the police arrive. More importantly, I need to get away before I collapse in a sweaty heap of lust and pleasure. I turn on my heel and sprint down the rising escalator as fast as my quivering legs will permit. June 11th, Thursday morning. Another morning fueled by coffee. Once again, I didn't manage to get much sleep last night. I want to say it's not my fault, but I know that's not entirely true. The grisly visage of all those slain people on the train platform was burned into my mind's eye. Every time I started to drift off to sleep, a splash of blood or a fleck of gore would appear in my thoughts and I would snap awake again. And the sight of Tomoe Ida with a knife sticking out of her neck made me shiver more than a few times. Nevertheless, I'm here now at the office as usual. Witnessing violence on that level in person was a different experience than I expected it to be. However, it has helped steel my resolve. I'll need to desensitize myself to that kind of carnage if I'm to continue with Corpse Girl's ambitions. I set down the second empty can of coffee on my desk and leaned back in my chair. I caught a glimpse of Tomoe tapping away on her keyboard, completely oblivious to what went down last night. There was a news broadcast regarding the event, of course, but the finer details of what occurred have been kept under wraps. It'll probably take the police and the media a little more time to get the story straight. It's not often that a mass killing spree takes over the news, and whether or not the identities of those involved will be revealed is beyond me. For now, I'll assume that Tomoe is in the dark about the event. I don't take her as the kind of girl to be up to date on current events. Even if she did hear about the stabbing, she couldn't possibly know that Kotomi was the culprit. I should probably fill her in later though. She'll want to know that Corpse Girl claims her victim, even if it was in kind of a roundabout way. I stretched my arms above my head, let out a small sigh, and proceeded to crack open a third can of coffee before getting back to work.
You got a minute?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to you anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, you go first.
For sure. Well, I wanted to thank you for killing Kotomi Ida. I don't know how you did it, but thanks.
She's always underestimating Tomoe.
Huh? How did you know she died?
Oh, come on. She didn't come in today, right? And there was that brutal stabbing incident over at the station last night. It don't take a genius to put 3 and 3 together. That down so close to here, where we spend so much of our time, chances were good that it affects someone you know.
I shake my head at her logic. The city is home to more people than you could count. I don't know how she came to the conclusion, but the fact that she's actually correct just blows my mind.
Well, yeah. I guess that's it then.
I'm thankful. For serious. Yeah, Corpse Girl really did me and Shinya solid. If there's ever anything you need, like, no matter how dirty, then count me in. I owe ya.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Sure. So, like, what'd you want to say to me?
Oh, I was going to tell you that Kotomi is dead.
Beat you to it, skank! But I got a question or two. How'd you get someone to go on a killing spree and take Kotomi out along with the others? I mean, it wasn't you going around stabbing people, was it?
No, of course not.
Oh?
It kind of happened outside my control. I sent Kotomi a photo of her corpse, just like Corpse Girl's standard mode of operation. And I gave her the instructions to kill someone, if she didn't want the circumstances of the photo to come true.
Holy sh**.
She kinda ran with it, I guess. Seems like she took out 4 people before someone fought back and stabbed her. I think I'm in love with her, to be honest.
You weird slut! That's horrible!
What can I say? She went above and beyond.
Still, thanks. Really. Shinya will be stoked.
That's okay. Just doing Corpse Girl's job. Where is Shinya, anyway?
Oh, he was in earlier. Went home a bit early because he wasn't feeling well. Think it was just because he was dreading running into Kotomi, but... well, he'll sort himself out soon enough. You know, Noriko, you've changed a lot.
I have?
Totes. I mean, I know you act different around me now that we're friends, but it's more than that. You look, I don't know, kind of better? Healthy or something?
It's that half a can of soda. Like Popeye.
Oh. I didn't know about that.
Serious, though. I don't know. Maybe I just see it different now that I know who you really are.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going. You wanna grab a bite or something?
Not today, sorry. Maybe another time?
Sure thing. Right. See ya, skank!
Tomoe slaps my shoulder affectionately and takes off toward the train station. If I remember correctly, she did say that she'd be happy to help me out in the future, no matter how dirty the work is. I'll definitely have to take her up on the offer if the need arises. Another interesting thought crosses my mind. Tomoe seemed kind of surprised that I managed to manipulate Kotomi into going on a killing spree. To be honest, I'm also amazed I managed to pull that off. Which gets me thinking, would it be possible to manipulate more people in the future? After all, I came out of last night's ordeal with 500,000 yen in cash and a bunch of bodies claimed in Corpse Girl's name. It's a fascinating prospect. There might be something to this if I can successfully pull the right strings. Corpse Girl's ultimate ambition might be fulfilled sooner than I thought. I continue to dwell on the unlimited possibilities as I make my way to the station. I don't know if unlimited is the right word. Standing on the train platform, and thankfully not the same one from last night, which has been temporarily closed, I stare into space completely lost in thought. I start to wonder how Kojiro is getting on with finding us a suitable location. As I fantasize about having an abandoned warehouse or factory to call my own, our own, my phone cries out desperately for attention. I retrieve it from my handbag and glance at the screen. Kojiro is requesting a noise voice chat. I absentmindedly wonder if he reads my mind and knew I was thinking about him as I answer the call.
Hello.
Want to see the place?
No greeting, huh?
Sauce. Hi. Want to see the place?
What if I'm busy right now?
Sauce. You busy?
No.
Great. Want to see the place?
I roll my eyes and decide to just go along with it. After all, I'm dying to move ahead and see what kind of location he has secured for our work.
Yep. Where is it?
Mad. Shin Okubo, behind K-Town. An abandoned factory. Just what you wanted.
Shin Okubo. That's suspiciously convenient.
Why?
I work in Shinjuku. It's just one station away on my train line.
Okay, I'm heading there now. You in?
I'm in. How do I get to the factory from the station?
Exit the station to Okubodori. That's K-Town proper. I'll message you the full address.
Okay, got it. Just head through Koreatown. I'll be there soon.
Mad. Bye.
Kojiro ends the call and I immediately receive a message with the factory's address. Seems easy enough to get to. I feel a bit nervous about going there. It's a new place, it's located in a town I don't normally travel to. But for some reason I feel energetic. I actually feel enthused about it. Maybe it's because I haven't been hidden away at home all day. I've been at work around other people. Perhaps that helps me acclimate to the concept of going somewhere new. And the chances of someone sneaking up behind me and strangling me in broad daylight are pretty slim, I think. As I put my phone away, the train pulls up to the platform. The same train that was going to take me home will take me to Shin Okubo. It's the very next stop from here. I'm a little wary of how convenient this is turning out to be. Could be Kojiro is luring me into a trap, but I don't know. I think he genuinely wants to be involved with Corpse Girl's work. I board the train and stand by the doors ready to disembark at the next station. The abandoned factory is almost exactly how I imagined it would be. Tall, broad, foreboding, eroded and worn down, with brick walls and steel sheeting covered with thick layers of black exhaust. Gigantic metal pipes protrude from within and wrap around the exterior only to re-enter through vents here and there. A series of ventilation shafts and chimneys line the roof, but they don't release even a single puff of smoke. This place has been shut down for a long, long time. The front entrance is located at the rear of a small parking lot. It's a simple steel door that has been chained up and padlocked. Further along the side of the building is the loading dock, an expanse of asphalt that leads to a concrete path and a giant roller door. In the door sits a derelict van covered in a brown tarpaulin? Tarpaulin. Woo, busting out all the vocab.
This place is amazing!
You haven't seen inside yet.
I glance toward the steel door securely chained shut and wonder if anyone has entered within the last decade. If Kojiro has checked out the inside, then he did well covering his tracks.
How do we get in?
Around here.
I follow his lead as he walks toward the corner of the building. A steel railing bars our path, but he swiftly hurdles over it and continues down the side of the factory. I take a minute to climb the railing, making sure not to twist an ankle as I stick the landing on the other side.
Through here.
Kojiro points to an open window. Thankfully, there seems to be enough of a gap for someone as large as Kojiro to slip through. I shouldn't have an issue getting in either, despite my thin, heavy-set frame. He slides in first, and I quickly follow. And with that, I find myself inside the factory. The place is huge. It's an open-plan design, and it's pretty much empty. A few stray pieces of odd machinery line one wall, a small forklift, a pallet jack, and a bunch of buckets and mops catch my attention. All of this can be useful for our little operation. A number of iron workbenches are piled up in a stack. They look heavy and rusted, but they would probably make good tables for resting corpses on. Aside from these miscellaneous items, the factory is essentially bare. The concrete floor is in bad shape, cracked and worn from probably 50 years of use. The thick brick walls are scorched in some places and dented in others. Still,
It's perfect.
Thanks. Figured you'd approve.
How did you know about this place?
Kojiro doesn't answer immediately. His eyes turn to the stupendously high ceiling with its array of glass sunlights beaming light down upon us. After a minute, he turns back to me.
Dad used to work here.
His dad?
What did he do here?
This place used to manufacture steel fencing, chain link fences, barbed wire, chicken mesh, that kind of thing.
I see.
A lot of that is imported now. There's still an industry here, but Dad couldn't compete. Went out of business maybe a dozen years ago. Died about a month later.
He died?
That's how it goes.
I'm sorry.
We weren't close. Well, could have been closer.
So, how come no one else bought the factory?
Look around. It's a dump. Who'd want it?
You talking about it's great?
Cost a fortune to fix or rebuild. Wonder if it was waiting for us.
Yeah. I wonder.
It definitely all seems too good to be true, but this is the real deal. This is our factory now.
Going half on this, right?
Right.
Okay. Good. Welcome home then. Or something.
Let's work well together.
Roger that.
I've entered an unlikely partnership with Kojiro. It was very likely. We've obtained a base of operations, safe from prying eyes. The next step is to fill this factory with corpses and carry on with Corpse Girl's grand scheme.
Thanks for accompanying me home.
No problem. Should I come upstairs?
Oh! Ahahaha!
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Okay. By the way, when are we starting work?
Well, as soon as as soon as Corpse Girl receives another request for a death, we can start on it.
Oh, no grand heist from the morgue first?
Think about it. It's important that the cadavers I use match the details of my victims. I won't know what kind of cadaver to use until I receive a photo of the victim.
Guess that makes sense. What's the big plan anyway? How do we lift corpses from the morgue?
I had a feeling he would ask about this sooner or later. I did tell him that I had a perfect idea after all.
I imagine the biggest issue is writing off the bodies, so to speak. If a cadaver goes missing or is unaccounted for, there will be an investigation. Am I right?
Guess so.
We need to be able to take the bodies away from the morgue without anyone ever knowing they're gone. So, the solution is simple. We only take the cadavers that are due to be cremated.
Okay, wise guy. A delivery company picks up the cremains nearly every day.
Huh? Cremains?
That's what the ashes are called.
Oh, right.
So what do we hand over? Empty canisters?
It's simple. Fake ashes.
Yeah, right. Fake ashes. Like I just have those lying around.
Kojiro stops mid-sentence and stares straight at me.
Huh. Might be onto something.
Don't tell me you do have those lying around.
Not fake ashes. Real cremains. Bodies are cremated every day. Wouldn't be hard to take a bit off the top.
Huh?
Could probably get away with like a quarter?
I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Something really awful.
Sauce. Every time someone gets cremated, I'll collect a quarter of the ashes. Store them, put them aside. Won't take long to fill up a whole canister.
Let me see if I follow you. You gather up a little bit of ash from every cadaver that gets cremated.
Yes.
Whenever we want to hoist a body from the morgue, we use the previously gathered ashes to fill a canister. We slap a label on it that says, "These are the remains of so-and-so."
Yes, exactly. He was very clear.
Then we take so-and-so out of the morgue. We record that their body has been cremated, when in reality, it's been snatched from the morgue.
Yes.
I imagine the canister of ashes just gets picked up with all the others going out on the same day.
Pretty much. We also put a token in the canister.
A token?
Like a dog tag. Has the cadaver's serial number engraved on it. Normally attached to the body before cremation. They don't burn. Lets the cremains be identified later.
I see. Can we get our hands on those tokens?
Sure. The bodies we're lifting from the morgue are due for cremation anyway. I can get the tokens engraved without a hitch. Proper serial numbers and all.
Okay, good. This is getting complicated, though. There's quite a bit we have to remember to do.
Yeah, I can't believe stealing these corpses isn't easy. How inconvenient.
Don't worry. I'll take you through it when we need to. Most importantly, I'll need to start gathering portions of cremains. Need to have those collected in advance.
Yeah. Thanks. Really.
No props. But big question remains.
What's that?
How do we move cadavers out of the morgue? Ever tried lifting a stiff? Not easy. And you're no bodybuilder. No offense.
None taken?
Look, security in the joint is minimal. I'm there alone like 90% of the time. We don't have to worry too much about getting busted. As long as we cover our tracks, of course, and only take cadavers we've written off, as you put it. Bodies nobody will come looking for.
Hang on. Are there security cameras, alarm systems, anything like that?
Master criminal.
Don't think so. Plenty in the hospital proper, though.
That's fine. As long as the morgue is clear.
Still, answer my question. How do we move the bodies? You got a hearse? A truck?
No, but surely we could get something. What about a small van?
You got a license?
No.
Need a driver's license. And not just that, needs to be suitable for a van. A medium vehicle license, I think.
Oh, I don't have a license, but surely driving a van can't be that hard, right? We could just rent a van and wing it.
Uh-huh. Can't even rent one without a license.
Yeah, obviously, Noriko.
Okay then. Do you have the right license?
Don't look at me. Never driven a vehicle in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Great. So this is a bust.
I put my head in my hands. We got so far. We secured a factory, planned out our heist, and...
Hang on.
I whipped my phone out of my bag and skimmed through my noise contacts. I'd prefer to text than call, but I'm too impatient right now to wait for a response. I start a voice chat request and wait for the recipient to answer.
Hey, Skank, what up?
Join our team!
Tomoe, hey, you got a sec?
Sure.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yep. No car, though.
Okay, what kind of vehicle is your license good for?
Like cars and scooters.
Not vans?
I mean, I don't think so.
I curse under my breath.
Yo, what's the problem? You need a lift or something?
Not quite. I need to, pick something up.
Oh, something big? That why you need a van?
Yeah?
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I can't even rent a van with my license.
Yeah, I know.
But you only know because Kojiro just told you. I shoot a deathly glance at Kojiro and he just shrugs, a look of I told you so on his face.
I mean, if you're desperate, you could just buy a van.
Huh?
I see secondhand vans listed for sale all the time. Check out the noise marketplace and the classifieds pages. No one will check for a license on a private sale. It's just one chump selling a van to another chump.
Holy You're right. You're a genius.
Well, I don't know about that.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, you wouldn't object to a driving gig, would you?
I do owe you one, I suppose. You want me to drive a van, though? If I get busted on my license, I'll go to prison.
You won't go to prison. It'll be a fine at most, I think.
I look at Kojiro and he gives me another shrug.
Look, if you get a fine, I'll pay for it. That cool?
Yeah, what the hell? What are the chances of getting busted anyway, right? Can you text me the deets or whatever? The address and stuff? Shinny just got to my place, so I gotta get the door.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Tomoe.
Sure. Later, slut!
I end the call and feel a wave of excitement flooding through me.
You get all that?
More or less. You girls sure are loud.
Sorry. So, I'll need you to do me a favor.
Buy van, right?
Yeah, you're a big, strong man. You won't get ripped off. I'm just a poor little girl.
Stop it.
Cut it out.
Yes, thank you.
I'll do it. But you got the money?
As a matter of fact.
I fondly remember swindling a cool 500,000 yen from Kotomi Ida just this week.
We've got a 500,000 budget. Will that do?
Maybe. Can't get you anything modern, but I'm sure it's enough.
Great. You think you can get something tomorrow?
I'll try. The noise marketplace, right?
That's right.
Well, no promises. I'll do my best.
Thank you, really.
Yeah. Okay, I'm heading off. Unless you actually do want me to come upstairs.
No.
Roger that. See you tomorrow. Probably.
Kojiro turns with little more than a wave, exits the building, and crosses the street. I quickly ascend the stairs with a slight spring in my step. June 12th, Friday morning. When I get out of bed, I take my medication just like usual. I've been good at keeping up with it lately, sticking to my newfound convictions. They don't involve not killing people though. I wash down the tablets with a glass of water. After getting dressed, I put on my makeup. The same morning routine, the same movements, the same actions. I feel good today. I'm not dragging my feet. I'm happy that things are moving forward both for me and for Corpse Girl. Yes, I checked my camera while I was reading. I'm very paranoid. As I'm packing my handbag, I receive a call from Aoi. Aoi, I haven't spoken to her for a little while. In fact, the last time we spoke, I think it was way back when she didn't come into the office for her first day of work. It has been a while, hasn't it? That was nearly 2 weeks ago. Shit, I really dropped the ball. I'm supposed to be trying to look after her, but I've been so caught up with my own crap. In addition, I've been actively trying to put her out of my mind in order to get over my feelings for her. But now I feel like I've just neglected the poor girl at a time when she needs me the most. I hurriedly answer the call, too guilty to keep her waiting any longer.
Aoi! Hey! Noriko? I'm so glad you called. I've been a terrible friend. I haven't kept in touch with you. No, it's okay. Really. I've been busy. I should have called you earlier. Seriously, I'm sorry. It's okay. Did you want to talk to me about something? Yes. Well, I think so. Please, you can talk to me about anything. I'm Noriko, remember? Yes, that's true. So, I wanted to ask, have you ever heard of something called Corpse Girl's website?
Aoi knows about Corpse Girl.
Yeah, I've heard rumors. Really? Wow. So, does it really exist? Apparently, yeah. I couldn't find any solid information about it. What is it? Well...
It's me. How do I explain this to her? Should I explain this to her? Aoi's so sweet and innocent. Does she need to know about a website designed to conjure the omnipresent specter of death? Noriko, you don't know anything about anybody. You're always putting all these assumptions on people you don't know.
It's all just hearsay. I wouldn't take it too seriously. Oh, but I want to know. Well, people say that you can use the site to request somebody's death. Request a death? But how? How does it work?
It doesn't most of the time.
Really, I don't know. I've heard that the victim receives a photo of their own corpse. The photo is supposedly sent from the future. Whoa. Really? That sounds like something from a manga. Yeah, suppose it does. Have you ever used the website? Of course not, silly. What kind of person do you think I am? Sorry. Why are you so excited about this anyway? Oh, no reason. I kinda just like weird stuff like this. You do? I never knew that. You don't know everything about me, Miss Noriko.
Even through the phone, I can sense that Aoi is in a happier mood than usual. Her cheery voice gives me a sense of nostalgia, and I think back to the time we spent together in school.
Don't go using the site, okay? It's not good to mess with crap like that. Don't worry. I wouldn't use something so scary. I just heard about it, and, well, I got kind of curious is all. All right. By the way, how is everything? Are you still working at the maid cafe? Yeah. And that customer of yours? He's still around. You're not in trouble, are you? No.
A light suddenly switches on in my mind, and I realize why Aoi was asking about Corpse Girl's website.
Aoi, you're not thinking about requesting that guy's death, are you? Aoi, you told me that you didn't even want to get the police involved. Now you want him dead?
Oh, how shocking. It's the obvious choice based on her options.
It's not what you think, okay? If he dies, it won't be because of me, right? Then the rest of my family won't know I was involved. They won't disown me or think less of me. Aoi. Look, I'm not going to go ahead with it, okay? Besides, you don't even believe the site works, so...
I feel terrible for Aoi. Part of me wants to scream for her to do it, to request that death and let me or Corpse Girl take care of him. But part of me knows that she can't handle it. She would be crushed with guilt if he really did die. She's delicate and emotional. Being responsible for the death of another human being, a family member at that, would devastate her.
Aoi, my best advice for you is to go to the police. Don't mess with requesting his death. Okay, I gotta go now.
I can see her pouting face in my mind, the face she makes when she doesn't get something she wants. She's not a childish person, but her disappointment is often evident in her
I'll
expressions.
speak to you soon, okay? Okay, bye.
She ends the call and I heave a sigh. I get the nagging feeling that she's going to do something rash, but really, can I blame her? That guy, whoever he is, has been harassing her for so long. It's only natural she'd be at her wit's end. So if she makes the request, I'll take care of him. And if the guilt eats away at her, I'll be there to comfort her. It's the least I can do as her friend, Noriko. It's the least I can do as Corpse Girl. As I resume getting ready for work, I can't help but replay the conversation in my head. Aoi definitely seemed excited about the prospect of Corpse Girl's website being the real deal. Excited, eager, filled with anticipation, that same dizzying feeling I get whenever I'm waiting for a victim's death. Waiting for a victim's death. And then it hits me and I really realize why Aoi's so excited. Why she called me in an uncharacteristically talkative mood. She wanted my opinion on Corpse Girl's operation. She wanted affirmation, confirmation. She wanted reassurance that her victim really is going to perish. She doesn't know that I'm Corpse Girl. She simply wanted a knowledgeable friend to confirm if the rumors are true, because she has already submitted her victim's photo to the website, and she can't wait to find out if he's going to die. Throwing my hand back to the floor, I grab my laptop from the bed. It's right where I left it before falling asleep last night. I boot it up and log onto Corpse Girl's website. The little blinking notification that I dream about seeing greets me. 3 new requests.
3 new requests? How?
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I quickly queue up the photos to download. After a few seconds, they all open up, and I flick through them with a dumbfounded expression plastered on my face. There they are, the prologue people! It's finally happened! They're all female, so that rules out my theory that Aoi has requested the death of the guy harassing her. Her sister. Gonna get them all. I suppose she really was just excited about the prospect of the website, but hadn't actually gone through with anything yet. But what really surprises me about the new request is that I recognize one of the young women, yet another person I'm familiar with. Out of all the people in the world, where are the chances of knowing multiple people requested through the website? The girl is Emi Katsuno, if I remember correctly. She went to senior high school with Aoi, Shinya, and myself. I never liked her much. In fact, she was somewhat of a bully toward me. Nothing more than name calling, but in my mind, that's as bad as anything else. It's not hard to imagine someone wanting her dead. The other 2 victims are strangers to me. A ditzy-looking airhead with pink hair, and a worn-out, strained woman who could be anywhere from 20 to 40. To get 3 requests all at once is remarkable. How am I going to work through all of these? It's a shame my operation with Kojiro isn't fully set up yet. It would be fantastic to go all out in these requests, secure some corpses, and take some truly convincing photos. Well, there's no use stressing over that. The best thing I can do is simply get to work on forging some photos. In fact, maybe I'll skip work today so I can dedicate the time to crafting these photos. It's Friday after all. It's pretty much the weekend. No one will care if I don't show up at the office. Yes, they will, especially on Friday. I nod to myself as if convincing my own mind that I'm making the right choice. I load up the database of the deceased. I step outside my apartment building, squinting in order to defend myself from the overwhelming rays of sunlight assaulting my eyes. As narrow as my vision is, I'm able to determine that Kojiro is nowhere to be seen. Where is he? Once again, he's making me wait. As I mumble under my breath, I hear the screeching of tires and watch in disbelief as a van pulls up outside my apartment building. It's a beat-up old thing that may have once been white but is now covered in grime. The windows are either tinted or encrusted with dirt. To my surprise, the window of the passenger side lowers and I see some familiar faces. Next to Kojiro in the driver's seat is none other than Tomoe. She's waving and grinning like a lunatic.
Hey, skank!
So, how's this?
My face must reveal my fury because Kojiro flinches before I can even respond.
Where did you even get this piece of...
Some guy.
Some guy? What guy?
That's some guy from the noise marketplace. Only wanted $250 for it. So, here's the other half of your money back. You're welcome.
He holds up the paper bag I gave him earlier. It seems to still have a bit of weight to it. When Kojiro showed up at my apartment earlier this morning, he told me he'd found a great deal on a van. I had a good feeling about it and I handed him the money to go and secure the vehicle. However, he mentioned that he needed a driver to haul it back. He asked me to call Tomoe for assistance. Thankfully, Tomoe agreed to help. Any opportunity to leave the office was good enough for her. I never expected her and Kojiro to come back driving a death trap on wheels.
Unbelievable. We're not going to die in this... thing, are we?
Who knows?
It has AC!
That's very important.
Great.
It is great.
Did you ask the guy if anyone has ever been murdered in it?
What do you care? It's gonna see a lot of corpses before we're done with it.
He's got a point, but I still don't feel good about it.
We're picking up corpses in this thing.
It's important. And you owe me one, remember?
That's gross. I don't mind driving, but come on. Ugh, whatever. As long as I don't have to touch nothing.
I'm doing the heavy lifting. Don't worry.
Tomoe leans over Kojiro and squeezes past him awkwardly to speak to me in a hushed voice.
Who is this weirdo anyway? When you said you wanted me to go pick up a van, I thought you'd put me in decent company.
Sorry. He's my, business partner.
This is all for corpse girl right? Well, whatever. I'm cool with it. Just hope this dude doesn't try to cut me or nothing.
She pulls back and gives Kojiro some air.
Anyway, get in.
Huh? Why?
Going to the morgue.
Hang on. I haven't planned anything yet. You want to do this now?
If not now, when?
If not when, where?
Any other time, after I've had a chance to get organized.
You have requests, right?
Yeah, 3, actually.
Right. So let's go get some bodies that match.
But you haven't even had time to put aside any ashes. You were gonna collect a little from each cremation and put them aside and...
Already done.
Seriously?
Worked night shift last night. Got like 3 or 4 canisters saved up. You said you've got 3 requests? Well, how convenient.
But...
Look, this operation was your idea. You want to do it or not?
I'm just not ready. Kojiro thinks he can just rock up to my place and take me to the morgue, somewhere I've never been. I've had no time to prepare myself, no time to even think about it. Visiting the factory yesterday left me feeling pretty exhausted. Having to tackle another new place today is simply too much to ask.
I told you I'd guide you through the process, right? There's nothing to worry about.
You don't understand. I've never been to the morgue before.
Tomoe shoots me a quizzical look from behind Kojiro.
You nervous? I think I understand. For me, it's the most relaxing place on Earth. My little sanctuary.
Really?
Sure. No one to talk to me, no one to bother me. Unless you count the dead, of course.
I suppose that's true.
And you won't be alone. You've got me and this chick.
It's Tomoe. Thank you very much.
Right. Sauce.
I take a deep breath and brace myself for the next thing I'm about to say.
Okay. Let's go.
Kojiro is right. Everything will be okay. I need to get used to going to the morgue. It's a new place, but it's going to be an essential place. I tell myself that this is all for Corpse Girl. For me. For us. Kojiro pulls the van sliding door open and I take a careful step inside. That seems like the perfect place to break. We'll pick it up next time at the morgue. Tell me what you thought of this part. How do you like the expansion of Team Corpse Girl to include Tomoe? I'm still having a blast with this. I hope you are too, and I'll see you again soon here on Enjoying Pixels. Bye-bye.